Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode this week. Hope you guys are having a good week so far. It's only Monday, so gotta be good right now. Anyway, guys, I hope you've read the title because if you haven't read the title, I will inform you. Today we're gonna be drawing Pyramid Head. Woo! Yay! And I hope you guys bear with me. I'm not too familiar with this. I hate to say I'm a Resident Evil fan, so I don't know if you guys understand or know. I don't know, Resident Evil and Silent Hill. Of course, I should mention this character. If you guys aren't familiar with this character, he's from the Silent Hill franchise. I'll give you a brief history, just real quick, just recap. So Pyramid Head, he's kind of like an execution style looking character. He first appeared in. It looks like he was in the. Let's see. I think Silent Hill. The character was no reimagined. He first appeared in Silent Hill 2, I believe. I'm not too familiar with it. I only ever played one Silent Hill game, guys, the one with the room, and I don't think he was in it. I never really got that far. I played with my brother-in-law, and I don't think we ever really finished it. But anyway, Silent Hill 2, I think he first appeared, and he's like his execution. I believe he's more of a manifestation in some regards, and like don't quote me on this because like I said, I'm not too familiar, but I'm doing I want to do this in like the new game coming out. A few of my friends are gonna be streaming it, so I gotta jump on board. But yeah, I mean, he's still a cool character. I love him in Dead by Daylight. You know, he's a feature and he's really badass. You know, I've seen plenty of cosplays, and you know, the character's popular. So he's a creature of vengeance. I'm reading just from this, guys. A creature of vengeance who vengeance and justice who inflicts punishment on those who deserve it. So to me that sounds like a villain or like a kind of a hero kind of thing, but like more like an anti-hero. But it looks like he's um kind of dishes out the people who deserve it, I guess. But I do believe Silent Hill is a lot of it has to do with like guilt and things like that. So don't quote me on that. Like I said, I'm not like the biggest expert. So without further ado, let's get into it, guys, and let's get started. So actually, I'm gonna save this right away before I. Sorry, guys, you always get to see my last week's video. I was just putting the desktop for right now. Yeah. Okay, so actually, this is gonna be a cool character. Actually gonna be drawing the full character, guys. So it's just pretty simple. There it is. My references. Okay. All right. Sorry, let me get one sec. There you are. Because I like this version, guys. I'm not sure which version I'm drawing, but I thought it'd be cool to draw this version the best. So let's see. We're just gonna start with the body, guys. So I'm just gonna draw a standard human body, a male body. I thought that'd be cool because he's mostly shirtless, so I'm really good at drawing shirtless guys. Haha. Yeah, Mike, I know you're laughing at that one. Whatever. Um. So remember, guys, always stick with the contour. So I'm just gonna draw a normal human body. So always start with the circle for the torso. Draw a little arch here for the rib cage, and that gives you. And then I have my contour lines that follow the direction of the body. I'm just gonna make this smaller. Let's just get a quick. Just gonna get him standing here. So get his thighs in. Remember, guys, if you want a character to look more menacing, always spread the legs out. Never keep them too too close together. For a standard body, this is something I want to get into. A lot of guys get into. So if you guys see how I'm drawing 1 foot forward, because this is the foot that is facing the camera, so to speak. So this foot would be facing more, and this leg is a little back. That's why it's drawn a little bit smaller, just to show that the legs are spread apart, and it gives a little bit of depth to the even though, and I do this a lot, guys, with my characters. Always watch your footing. So, right now we're just in. I should have just drawn the body early, guys, but I still want to get a recap on those of you who are still struggling with the human body. It really doesn't matter with his head right now because he's gonna have a big triangle thing on his head. But I want to get the shape of a human because he's kind of a muscular guy. So I'm gonna draw him as muscular as I can. So, and yeah, it's gonna be really cool. Ooh, kind of a skinny buff guy, kind of like me. And I'm just gonna be drawing. I don't know how I'm gonna do the sword. I have a cool sword. I'll figure that out later, guys. So let's just because I'm gonna draw him a little bit of a skirt on. So but yeah, if you guys like I was saying, like because I've always been more of Resident Evil, uh, which these games are kind of it's funny because these games are not really the same, but for some reason they I feel like they've grouped them together as kind of the same. Because Resident Evil, guys, the biggest difference in Resident Evil is that it's always been what I call like just a biological kind of game. So basically, like Resident Evil's always been the monsters are always based on real, not real, but like science. Whereas Silent Hill has always been kind of ghosts and things like that. I mean, like I said, don't quote me on that. I've never played the games, like so I'm not the biggest expert. So and but yeah, that's always been like the key differences because Resident Evil's always been and Resident Evil 4 guys try to go in that direction. If you see the early versions of Resident Evil 4, there was some beta test where they were going to have some kind of like Leon was attacked by some kind of mist in the beginning. That didn't work out, and then they tried the Hookman, which is kind of like a ghost or something like that. It was how can Leon be battling a ghost? I don't know, but in realism, it just never the ideas just never really worked, so to speak. So let's see. He's always kind of carrying the sword. Let's see. Oh, what is that? Let's get his little skirt because he's just going to be having a little skirt. So you know. But guys, I do recommend taking some drawing classes, some life drawing, so you can really study the human body. So um, that's what I like about clothes like this, guys. So you can kind of I only drew the legs in just to kind of get, but this skirt that he's wearing is going to cover up a lot right now. So we're just gonna get that in, and then gonna get his wee little boots. So I'm kind of going for just whatever. I like this version of him where he's just kind of shirtless, and he has like this little skirt thing going on. It's pretty cool. Because some there's oh shoot, what? Oh, sorry, I just deleted the clicked off the background. But yeah, I was kind of going for this because just to keep it simple. And then let's get what he's known for, his pyramid head looking thing. So he's got this big old triangle on his head. I guess, let's see if we can get this right. Back to our basic shapes. We'll kind of turn here, so let's see. Wait. Let's see, this thing kind of, let's turn to the side. So I want to make it a little, I don't want it too far. I think this, I don't know how he carries this thing on his head, but don't ask me, guys. Also, guys, I like to make a note. We're going to be streaming Dead by Daylight, so just as a reminder, if you guys want to check us out, Mondays and Wednesdays, me and occasionally Jacer likes to with us, but he's been kind of solo. But I still recommend go check out his channel, guys. Great streamer. So kind of a pain in the arse, but we love him. Anyway, let's see. We can do this. It's a big ass knife he carries, so let's see. I'm trying to do one sec to find you know what? I got an idea. I've always liked this kind of pose, guys. I like it when the arm I go for this kind of pose when I'm gonna move this arm over. Erase it. And I always like the whole carrying the sword close. Let's just do. Let's see. And it's got a big old meat cleaver looking thing. So. What the pencil? Let's aim this down a little. That way I can get the whole. Oops. Okay. Hole. That's the right size. I think that's big enough, guys. That's what she said. Sorry, guys. All my friends hate when I say that. I'm known for saying that's what she said. Okay. I always hate drawing these full characters, guys, because I don't think I have the page enough for it. That's right. Okay, let's see. That's a little big old pyramid head. So if you guys can't see, yeah. So I get this in. Remember, guys, this is just simple shapes here. So remember to keep that in perspective when you're drawing your triangles. So always use a ruler, even digital if you can. So see how it makes it nice in perspective. Because remember, shapes, and I will go over a lesson on basic shapes because you guys, everything in life is shaped. You know what I mean? When it comes to drawing and stuff like that, you always have to keep up. But for the sake of the drawing, I'm trying, best I can. But wrong angle. This angle has changed. I don't know how. I swear to God, some of you come in the comments know how does this guy chase you. I don't know. In Dead by Daylight, somehow he's, but somehow he always manages to get us. Funny, I'm always Nicolas Cage, and he puts you in a cage. I'm like, oh, I just got caged. Best joke. I know you guys aren't watching me for comedy. It's all right. I get it. Don't quit my day job. Don't worry. Okay, and yeah, we're just gonna draw on. If you guys with the human body, it's gonna get him old buff body. So give a nice abs. Always gotta be looking good abs when he's killing and torturing souls and stuff like that. So. And you gotta remember, guys, I'm a comic book artist, so my specialty is drawing, drapes and bodies and anatomy. I study anatomy a lot, guys. This is just me drawing. Not to brag or nothing, but it's just me drawing at like full speed. Imagine how much I could take my time. You guys, some of you guys have seen my work, so good understanding. Give him a little thumbs out. Remember, guys, with hands, always keep them in perspective. Show less of one side of the fingers. So you see how his pinky kind of disappears a little. So keep that in mind. And as far as drapes kind of concerned, just kind of have fun with it, guys. If you guys check out my future trunks, there's a good. If you guys want to look at that, I just posted that to my Instagram. His future trunks, I just drew. I'm about to ink him, but he's got big old pants, and I had kind of fun with that. I loved his pants. I love characters like I can do this kind of stuff. Not just anatomy. And here comes something I want to show you guys how to wrap your fingers around a weapon or something like that. So here we got a big old sword. So it's always start with the thumb, guys. The thumb has the placement right here, and then add the thicker part of the thumb where he's gripping, and then you add the fingers along. Kind of establish where. Remember, your pointer finger never goes above the thumb here. Then your middle finger, and then you got this finger coming on. Then you got your little pinky. If you want, the pinky can always kind of be a little bit shorter, just to kind of distinguish that. Let's bust out the ruler again. Oop. This. So I guess if this takes a little longer because I have the ruler, but. Handle. Okay, now let's draw this thing. Got like a. Oh wait. This little thing that's attached to. I guess this is like the extension of the knife, or the handle, I should say. If you guys aren't familiar, it's about this you guys aren't familiar with knives and things like that, this doesn't look like it's a full tang, which means like you guys have to know the difference because when you're drawing knives, it makes a big difference. Like if you guys are familiar with, I'll give you a good example. Krauser's knife from Resident Evil. That's a good example of a knife that's called full tang, where Krauser's knife is the whole blade is all metal. So Rambo's knife would be an example of a knife where not I believe it's not full tang, where um, and it kind of makes a difference in drawing these things. So you normally like a full tang would be this whole blade would be like one big thing, including the handle, and then you just kind of create a handle. Either you drill holes and attach it, something like that, or wrap something around to create a handle. So, but it looks like his blade's kind of attached. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell. So, oh wait, bigger. That's not right. Just make this small. There, it's supposed to be a little bit more. I'm not gonna redo that. Actually, you know what we could do? So stupid. Have the trusty. Let me move this. Oh. Oh. Working. Sorry. Oh, I actually click this. No! Working. Alright, so I'm a little difficult. So I wrap around this. There we go. Okay. And again, a little wrap here, just kind of. Let's see. Then he's kind of got a little sole on his boots. That. Okay, now for the fun part. Ink this bad boy. Put this baby to bed. I'm gonna bust out the rule again, so take a little longer than I thought, but I think we're making time. Let's go with the. Let me know what you guys' favorite Silent Hill game character. You know, are you guys gonna play the new one? You know, let me know. Definitely like to hear from you guys. Most definitely. I do read your comments, guys, so I don't really get too many comments. I'm, still kind of small time, but it's cool. I love to respond to you guys. Whoever watched my videos, I really appreciate it. So, always appreciate it if anybody wants to learn. If you guys have any questions, any characters you feel, and I would like to add, this has to do with the spooky season. So, just so you know, guys, this is definitely, I know it's not October yet. It's going to be in a few days, so kind of a weird, weird time with because it's funny this weekend they finally showed some Halloween stuff, and I swear like the last few years they've been showing Halloween movies like earlier and earlier, but for some reason this year I haven't seen it. Like this weekend I think I finally got to watch Halloween a couple of times. So, but I was surprised at like nothing so far. I haven't even shown the Addams Family yet. That was my favorite, guys. I love Gomez and stuff. So this belly button. Don't forget that, guys. If your character, don't forget things like, and don't laugh at me and say this, but you gotta draw nipples and belly buttons and things like that, because sometimes people forget, and you forget this character shirtless. It's hard to tell because sometimes when you're drawing superheroes, it's hard to distinguish between characters that are just muscle suits and stuff like that, and then you got to get in other details because if he's shirtless, if like let's say Iron Man, whatever loses his shirt, a lot of artists and stuff forget things like nipples and establish that. Well, some artists do. Not me. but yeah, just to keep in mind, like parts of the human body and the anatomy and stuff, you have to keep in mind. You know, elbows, um, biceps, veins, any moles, dimples. Don't laugh at these guys. This is something guys need to understand. Makes a difference in your drawing. I'm giving you really good pearls here, guys, to really watch out for details that will, like you'd have a great character, but like, oh my god, he's shirtless, but but for some reason he has no nipple. So especially if you're working in black and white, guys. In fact, that reminds me. Okay? I think his nipple would probably be right about here, so I'm fine with that. But yeah, there's something to be aware of, guys. Knuckles, wrinkles, fingernails, especially fingernails, because this guy's got no gloves on. You know, so the bones in your hands, because your hands are very thin, so you can kind of see the tendons, things like that. Add those in. So um, curves in the body, wrinkles and fat wrinkles, whatever. And I'm not trying to make fun of it, but I'm serious, guys. If you're drawing someone who's beefy, make sure to add those back rolls, add rolls of the head, wrinkles, just to keep in mind. These are the drawings that people are looking for. Because remember, guys, you're not just trying to be like, you're not trying to hurt anyone's feelings. Especially if you're drawing your friend, hopefully they'll understand. I mean, I don't know. It's always been people have always kind of liked my work. I've always been worried about drawing people because like when I draw them, it's not how they look. It's remember, guys, it's how I see you. So this ain't a camera. My eyes are not a camera. I mean, I can't exactly but that's just what I'm seeing. At the time. Maybe that's how you look lighting wise, or maybe it's how you look. But just be aware of those kinds of things. That these are the details you want to pay attention to that do make a difference in your art. So again, don't forget the nipples. that's the lesson today. Do not forget the nipples. Funny because this guy doesn't have nipples right now, or they're not showing because the big pyramid on his head. And can someone explain to me what the freaking pyramid is for? And I guarantee it was just some guy, some game designer, just like, oh, we need a distinct look. And he was looking at something. I don't know. Maybe he watched a movie or something like that, or The Mummy or something like that, and then, like, you know what? This will look good on top of someone's head. I can guarantee you guys that's how characters are created. I can tell you guys by pretty much sheer experience that creators such as myself just like take something like I guarantee like Spider-Man. I guarantee Stan Lee just saw a spider walking across the room or something. And he's, you know what? I need to come up with something ridiculous. Why not? You know what I mean? And then it just happened to work out. So yeah, I guarantee that's how Spider-Man was born. And it just but remember, guys, it's not about just the design of the character. And I stress this enough. It's funny because my characters personally, people have said, oh, your character looks like Taskmaster, because my character has a hood on and he has like a skull mask. But like I said, it's when you read the story that truly matters, guys. So just be aware of that sort of thing, that it doesn't matter what a characters look like. I mean, there's several characters, for example, like, I mean, even Pyramid Head and hell, dude, there's the character from although I know Pyramid came first, but in Resident Evil they tried a similar executioner. I mean, come on, they totally ripped off Pyramid Head from that one. So from Resident Evil 5. So, but yeah, and I mean, obviously Pyramid's the better character, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it's still distinguishable because the story's different. You know what I mean? Even then, the executioner from Resident Evil 5, he's flesh and blood. So, just be aware when you're designing your characters. It's all about the story and how you. And I'm talking just strictly how you guys, if all you creators out there, if you're just drawing characters like this for fun, it doesn't matter. But characters like these, like ones you're coming up with, like my characters and stuff like that, it really depends when you read the story and you read why he's like the way he is, And some people fail to realize that, but it's all right. Draw Bladen. Let's see. It's not too bad. Let's just ink this bad boy. This over with. Add little pricks in the blades, guys. Can remember this blade probably chipped a few times. Blades do chip and they rust and they have marks on them. So don't make them too perfect. No. Not too bad. Sorry, it takes up most of the I should have done the sword behind it, that way I could fit them all, but it's too late. Too late. So let's get with the, oops. Actually, I gotta do this little... That's okay, we can get rid of it, get away with this. Let's try to... Remember guys, with this character, just keep it simple shapes. Little... Remember that the shapes converge, you know, within one another. You can always change it up, but just keep that in perspective, that this is a shape, big old thing on its head. So this is a clear example, and I'm definitely doing a lesson for perspective, guys, because that's something I've actually, I don't mean to brag, but I have, you know, mastered that, and I learned this early on about perspective, and from my instructor, and, you know, several instructors, you know, later on. There was, you know, because I was always, one problem I always, and I still have this problem even up till college, guys, like the characters trying to, like, um, trying to keep them, like, right now, you can tell my character's occupying space. He's standing the way he's standing. Um, and it's something I try to emphasize with anybody. You know, don't think I'm insulting you guys at all, but I'm trying to give you some ideas on what I learned, that if you ever draw a character, and even if he's just standing straight, you can still make him look like he's occupying space, guys. So, you know, it's simple, just the way he's standing right now, dude. Right, guys, sorry, I say dude. But yeah, the way he's standing. Boots aren't. This one should be fun though. His wee little boots, add some shadows. And the reason why, guys, and I've said this before, you guys are wondering why I mostly work in black and white, and not just for, because I could spend more time coloring this real quick, but I want you guys to understand, like, especially if you're going to be a comic book artist, the best way to master your technique and your drawings is to literally draw them in black and white, because um, it's the thing about black and white, guys, it helps to tell a story even of itself. So I know it doesn't really make much sense, but you want your work to stand out, like whether if it stands on color or not. So um, even though this would probably be colored, most likely, if I gave this to a, you know, if I was drawing this for an artist and I said, you know, eventually wants to complete it, you got to be able to work in black and white. Just think about it, if you can't master two colors, how are you going to master the rest of the colors? You know, I spend a lot of time studying color theory, guys. I recommend always, if you guys are having trouble with your colors, by the way, look up color theory. And there's a couple of videos, and I'll be doing one eventually on my own, but if you guys, you know, until that time, I recommend that. But yeah, and they will all tell you have to master black and white first. You know? But just remember, guys, black and white is not, it's not meant to be colors. The light and the dark were never meant to be just colors. If you ever study color theory, guys, they tell you not to use black. Black is mostly for shadow, guys. It's more for, to explain this, more like making things forward, not back. So let's say, guys, if I want to add black to this or add ink, that's the colors that are more forward. You see what I'm saying? So let's say I add more black to something. That means the shadows like appearing right in front of me. So I would see more of that object. But the problem is, like, you know, obviously the lighting and stuff like that. But what I'm saying is that if you want to draw something far away, you add more white. If you want to draw something close up, think about it. You guys wouldn't be able to see shadows unless they're close to you, right? So the reason why you're seeing shadows here is because this character is pretty much close to you, right? He's not like too far away. But if I were to draw him standing away, you'd see less black, less, you know, you'd add white as a way to add to make him look far away. So that's one area of that. Darkness, like, the thing is, guys, darkness and colors like this, guys, are only meant to establish depth and lighting, guys. That's it. How far away something is, you don't use black too much for mixing colors, guys. Usually, like, let's say if I wanted to mix a darker color, let's say I was painting this guy and I wanted to mix him darker, but I don't want to use black because the black will just end up blending in with the with the ink. So I'd probably use like a, you guys can try an orange and a blue, and it makes kind of a corroded color of dark, and it's not fully black, so that way you don't have to worry about it mixing in. It would still look different than your ink. That's a lot of problem, like that comic book artist face, guys, is you don't want to upset the really great ink strokes and stuff like that. Because you guys don't really notice all these wonderful lines and these stroke marks, and you know, you guys don't notice it because when you see the full comic book, you know, you see the colors, you see the lightning, you see the flash of light, and it's all that. It looks really cool. So but yeah, these are just dents and cracks and shadows. That's all the black soil is, guys. It's not a color. It's not meant to be a color. Um, what they say, white is like the mixture of all colors, and then black is like the absence of color, something like that. Let's add a little silks. This guy has a lot of chopped up a lot of people, so add some cracks, you know, to the blade, make it look imperfect. Remember, guys, it's the imperfections we want, not the perfections. That's what make a drawing unique, guys. Is the imperfections, not the perfections. That's what distinguishes your style. Sorry, guys. That's what we want. Because nothing is perfect. You have a blade, it's all bloody. You have a face that's all tarnished. Rags. Get some little crinkles in here. Torn. Remember, torn things always follow the contours of the drapes, so to speak. Details, details, details. Producer likes to say. You guys probably been working out, hitting the gym. Wrinkles to the pyramid, cause messy. Add some creaks. I may have to finish this off camera, guys, because I'm already at 30 minutes, but hints. I'm just gonna add a little to it, guys, but just to, that'll be for the photo of Instagram. But there's really nothing else, just so I can have a little bit more time. Man, you've been working out. Add little scratch marks to him. Add little veins. Very vascular. And don't worry if you guys are overdoing a little. The only thing I don't recommend, guys, is you over ink it. Be careful with that. That's the only thing you really have to watch out for. Because if you over ink it, it's not gonna look right. It's gonna look, you know, like out of balance and stuff. Too much ink. You just gotta kind of find the right combination. Remember, guys, inking is all about courage. It takes a lot of courage to ink because it's permanent. Once you have your ready ink, guys, that's why it takes me a long time to work up the courage to finally ink something. So, a little bit of a hassle. Unless you're working with a computer, but even with a computer, you know, it's still hard to get wrong, hard to get right. Too bad. Tick marks. I think that'll do her, guys. There we got a little pyramid head here. I made this kind of small. I'm gonna make my signature. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and end this one, guys. I'll work on a little, just a wee bit, but really the drawing won't be that too much, guys. I just a little strap for time. But there he is, guys. There's Pyramid Head. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you guys are gonna play this game. I'm gonna be reading the comments and seeing what's the word. So I hope you guys like this video, and I look forward to seeing the game. So have a good one, and be safe, guys.